Let me ask you something before we begin. If the whole world agreed that someone you love never existed, how long would you fight them? A day? A week? Until you start doubting yourself? Because that's exactly what happened to Ava Reynolds. And the terrifying part? Nothing dramatic caused it. No explosion, no kidnapping, no police tape, just absence. Ava Reynolds was 17, a senior in a quiet suburban neighborhood outside Seattle. Her life was structured around small, ordinary things. Group projects, college applications, late-night scrolling, and arguing over the bathroom. She shared that bathroom with her twin brother, Aaron. They weren't inseparable in the fairy tale way people imagine twins to be. They fought constantly. He borrowed her charger and never returned it. She wore his hoodies without asking. They teased each other about crushes and competed over who their parents' favorite. Normal. Painfully normal. Which is why the morning of the 17th of October felt so wrong. It started with something small. At breakfast, there was only one bowl on the counter. Her mother called out, "Ava, breakfast is ready." Not Ava and Aaron. Just Ava. She frowned. "Where's Aaron?" Her mother turned around slowly. Who? The word landed flat. Her father glanced up from his laptop. "You okay?" "My brother," Ava insisted. "Aaron." There was no hesitation in their confusion. No secret glance. No joke building up to a reveal. Just concern. "Ava," her mother said carefully, "you don't have a brother." Upstairs, Aaron's room was gone. Not empty. Gone. Where his posters once hung was now a neatly arranged study space. A desk Ava vaguely remembered asking for years ago. She grabbed her phone. His message thread? Gone. His contact? Gone. Social media photos where he once stood beside her now showed only empty space or cropped frames that made sense without him. It wasn't sloppy. It wasn't edited. It was seamless. Like reality had adjusted its design. At school, she asked her best friend Lily. Lily's response was immediate. "Ava, you've always been an only child." Teachers reacted the same way. The guidance counselor gently asked if she'd been under unusual stress. By lunch, Ava stopped saying his name out loud. Because every time she did, people looked at her like something fragile had cracked. Days passed before she found the only inconsistency. A hospital discharge summary tucked in a cabinet at home. Mother, Claire Reynolds. Infant, Ava Reynolds. And beneath that, faintly darker ink. Infant, __________ Reynolds. A blank space where a name had once been typed. Not scratched out, not erased, rewritten, as if something had corrected it. That night, Ava lay awake repeating memories like flashcards before an exam. Aaron breaking his wrist behind target, Aaron's crooked grin. The crescent-shaped birthmark behind his left ear is identical to hers. The details were too specific, too textured, too real. The scariest part wasn't that everyone else forgot him. It was that she began to, too. First, his voice became harder to replay in her head. Then the exact color of his eyes blurred. Then she couldn't remember which one of them learned to ride a bike first. Memories need reinforcement. Stories retold. Photos revisited. Laughter shared. When only one person holds a memory, it grows heavy. And heavy things slip. Ava started writing everything down in a notebook. Every detail she could recall. She hid it under her mattress. But even the words felt thinner each time she reread them. One night, standing in front of the bathroom mirror, she studied her reflection. Behind her left ear was the crescent birthmark. She remembered tracing the same mark behind Aaron's ear when they were kids, joking they were copy-paste. Her mother had the same mark. It was genetic, which meant Aaron hadn't been an invention. He had been possible. And then a thought settled in her mind, slow and suffocating. What if nothing took him? What if something corrected him? Like deleting a duplicate file. What if there was only supposed to be one? And reality had finally chosen. Weeks passed. Her parents stopped hovering. School returned to normal. And one evening, Ava opened her notebook. She read the first line. "My twin brother's name is Aaron." She stared at it for a long time. The name felt unfamiliar. Like reading about someone else's life. She tried to picture him. The image wouldn't come. Her chest tightened. She flipped through the pages, desperate. But the words looked like fiction now. Like something she'd written during a breakdown. She closed the notebook slowly. And for the first time, she didn't say his name out loud. That night, she slept peacefully. The next morning, Ava Reynolds woke up as an only child. Moved through the house easily. One bowl at breakfast. One voice in the hallway. No sense of loss. No glitch. No fracture. Just ordinary life. And somewhere, in the quiet architecture of reality, the correction was complete. Because the last person who remembered had finally let go. So now let me ask you something. If remembering someone meant carrying the weight alone and forgetting meant peace, what would you choose? And if one day you feel like something is missing, but you can't explain what, would you fight to remember? Or would you let the silence settle? This has been another story from folk tales of many tribes,
Okay,
where
I'm
memory,
here.
mystery, and the unseen truths between worlds collide. If this story made you question what's real, stay with us. Because sometimes the scariest legends aren't ancient, they're the ones that could happen tomorrow.